Well, hi, my name is Jim Hetherington, and I'm really excited that you decided to click on this channel and check things out. I've been doing renovations and I've been doing builds and complete remodels for a lot of years, but it wasn't always like that for me. You know, about 36 years ago, I bought my very first property and I knew little to none. I didn't really know much about painting, renovating. I knew the basics about, using a hammer, using a saw and so on, but I really didn't know the ins and outs of a lot of renovations. So when I first started with my first home, I didn't have a big budget, so we had to do the things on our own. So we learned a lot of stuff as we were going along the way. And so what I've discovered is what I want to share with you. Over the last 36, 38 years of being a property owner, I have discovered a lot of stuff. And as I was growing and learning and developing my skills around my own home, I had people come and ask me to do small little projects for them here and there. And so I started to do that. And then about 25 years ago, I stepped out of the company I was working for and I started Jim Hetherington Quality Homes, or JHQ Homes. And I've been doing that ever since. And so for the past 25 years, I started out just painting. That's all I did for the first number of years. I painted for a couple of custom home builders. And it was through that process that I really learned a lot of things. I had a good neighbor that lived beside me. He was a retired accountant. And he said to me, he said, "Jim, you can steal a lot with your eyes." And so what that meant to me was just paying attention to what was going on around, watching people as they were working, watching as they were doing their projects and doing their different skills. And I began to learn a lot. And so I'd have people come up to me and say, "Well, you painted our bathroom or you painted our home, can you retile, can you do this?" And I said, "Well, I know how it's done." I would never say I did it before. I would just say I know how it's done because I watched people and I did it. And so I began to just experiment and I learned and I grew in my skills. And over the years since then, I have done additions on homes. I've done complete home renovations, restorations where we have gutted an entire property from top to bottom and restored it. I've built brand new homes. I've done a lot of commercial projects. I've even built 6 vet clinics. And so I've learned a lot of stuff over the time. I want to share a lot of that stuff with you because it's not only the physical stuff. It's not just the stuff that we're doing with our hands in building and putting in tiles and putting in flooring and putting in kitchens and doing all that stuff. There's other sides to things. There's the practical side of things, of just planning things, of just creating budgets and staying on budget, deciding what our design's going to be, deciding what we want to do with the property. There's so much we need to talk about. And even especially if you're in a relationship, you have a spouse or a partner that you're working with, that brings in another element of relationships and how do you balance all that stuff as you're doing the renovations. It's not so much just buying a property, doing the stuff you want to do to it and selling it. There's so much going on. And there's a lot of noise today, especially online, about buying properties, buying real estate, doing renovations, doing DIYs, which is wonderful. But there's a lot of other elements I really think that are important. So you hang around with me and I'm going to share some of those things. I'm going to share as much as I possibly can with you. So I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, like, share, give me thumbs up, give me all the love that you've got. And I will continue to pour out as much as I can. And the valuable wisdom that I picked up over the years, I want to encourage you with so that it'll save you some steps. It'll save you some heartache and maybe some extra stuff that you just don't need to go through. So I'm looking forward to sharing more with you. Click on these other videos, check things out, and let's journey together and just really learning how to develop, how to do our own projects, learning what stuff we should take on or keep ourselves and what we need to put on to other people. And we'll talk about all that stuff and make you an expert renovator.